Hey, Crypto Media friends, welcome to another Overtime Show, an overtime hustle show, the side hustle that is Web3. Unless you manage to somehow transition over, the last bull market and still remain somehow in stablecoins, you got your stuff into stablecoins before the bear market. Congratulations! I should be watching your show. But subscribe, but put down your show in the bottom because I should follow you. We're going to be talking about MONAVERSE. MONAVERSE was an interesting play for me because we talk a lot here on the show about 3D AR, the Metaverse, and the expansion of it, and how we as artists, entrepreneurs can engage in it in ways and what the tools are. And I have to tell you, when it comes to 3D, we talk a lot about this. There's a factor of time involved, right? And it's like not everybody wants to learn Blender. Not everybody, wants to engage in this very deep way of sitting there all the time and very sort of I don't want to say you're just sitting there and you're like, your body is dying, but you want to engage in this way and I think that's part of the fun is being able to engage in the way that you want to engage in this space, but not having to sit there and design it all yourself. And to be honest, that was part of what's I still have my sandbox land, but what scares me about sandbox, the initial, and again, they're still in alpha. There's going to be all kinds of great stuff at sandbox, but the initial part was like, oh yeah, you can build your own land. That's kind of cool. Okay, great. And I get in there and I'm playing with the alpha, and I'm like, wow, this is to make it impressive, it takes a lot of work. I mean, even if you go to Decentraland, it's very basic stuff. But, it still is well done to some degree, well designed. And all the good spaces are anyway. And they all have gambling casinos in them for some reason. They found their way to monetize in the Metaverse in Decentraland, and it is just gambling. It's all just gambling halls. But that's the thing is to create and curate your own space takes some time and takes a lot of effort, and it's a bit intimidating, I think. And so what MONAVERSE does is it allows you to just kind of pick, and that's what I was struck by this project when I came across it. And today we're going to go into depth with their director of communications, who brings us in on a tour of MONAVERSE, because I really wanted to see sort of in depth this experience, because it seems like it's a marketplace and you can just buy the experience. And so we've seen some other places that have condos, and the condos were no fun. I appreciate anybody working in this space trying to do things, but just having just condos that you would go to as if they were still in the thing. Let's go to our Metaverse correspondent. Maybe he is in one of those condos. Kyle, are you there? No, I'm not in some fucking condo. Why would you have me? I'm here at the gallery. Oh, are you with Gaston? Have you seen Gaston around there? Oh, fuck's sake, no, that guy's fucking scary. See, his glasses and he looks like a street performer that's cracked out and hasn't showered for days. No, I'm here to buy some pieces as I usually do and shit on the poor people that can't. Especially this guy down here. What is he doing? He's fucking saying hi. He's fucking trying to do the. What are you trying to do? He's trying to do the Star Trek shit. Fuck you, media whore. Well, some people just they like the camera and they want to get involved. It's just kind of natural. But Kyle, I think that you, as an entrepreneur, as a businessman in the Metaverse, what is it that has drawn you into this space, if at all? Well, this is what I like about spaces. I like spaces that do everything for me. I don't have the time to rub my fingers all over a keyboard for 72 days just to go and take a shit in a virtual toilet, which they have. And it's absolutely mental. Why would you have a virtual toilet, a cabot in a metaverse to make it feel more human? Oh, it's so absolutely disgusting. I don't shit. I don't have no shit in me. I am pure, absolute bit. And if I pulled open, these buttons are made of Bitcoin. I mean, it's impressive. You're very well off, and we thank you for your time here on the show. But if you could give us some sort of insights into strategies in investing in real estate. You trying to get me to give you financial advice, you cheeky bugger. I do not give financial advice unless it is unwarranted and unwanted. You sound like you want financial advice. Therefore, I am not going to give it to you. And so, the market is very, very nice right now. It's expanding. Great lands can be had for pennies on the dollar. And, I pick and choose as I go. Well, thank you for that insulting insight to those who are hustling here in the side hustle as usual. Always a terse look at the finances of this space. Zero financial advice ever here, because if you are taking financial advice from a pink Metaverse character, you need help. And this is probably not the show to get it, because we are going to go into some actual facts with MONAVERSE, more so, again, as a interesting look at a marketplace that does a really great job of curation, that allows you to just step in and say, I want an experience that's X, and I can bring my audience there. And so we are going to take... Hey, crypto media friends, welcome to another Overtime show. Today we're talking with burningbush.eth Lee Bush from MONAVERSE, which is a very, very interesting metaverse component. It's like, we talk a lot on the show about like sort of this new world of having these assets, because for up to a year ago, with I'm a Degen and with Fiat Lux, we've had these assets, but where can we play with them? What can we do with them? And MONAVERSE presents a very, very interesting opportunity, not just as a place to go play, but a place to create and a place almost to collect. And I really want to get into that conversation. Welcome, Lee Bush.
Thanks so much. Really appreciate having us on the show, and just being excited about MONAVERSE and everything that we have going on here. Really just trying to be a creator-centric platform, metaverse platform that allows creators to continue doing what they're doing, staying in the lane that they are already in, being able to not have to go and learn a new platform or new software to build a metaverse. We see all of these metaverse platforms come in and they tell creators, you have to build this way, you have to have these polygon restrictions and these file sizes and these formats. And it really slows the onboarding process. It really slows the mainstream adoption process. And so in comes Mona with the ability to kind of, essentially be building bridges as opposed to walls for creators to come in and build and get involved with the metaverse.
We only want 3 walls. We want like 3 walls. We definitely don't want 4 walls around us at times, because we want to be able to get out there and socialize in this way that we can. And so I think one of the differentiating things about MONAVERSE that I saw was, it's not like Decentraland, where I can run from my plot of land to another plot of land. Are these just specific curated experiences?
Yes, so sure. And we'll dive into a couple of spaces here today, but the way that we have it set up is that they're individual spaces that can be portaled, or you can teleport into another space. Or actually, one of the best things about Mona is that we're interoperable in the sense of, Taylor WTF, a perfect example with his jpegland space. He has a voxel portal there where you can portal straight into crypto voxels, his crypto voxels plot from Mona. So, that's how we see the open metaverse operating, is that, you're going through these tunnels, these operations, and teleporting into these new dimensions, which allows a new instance to be loaded, which also allows us, a little bit more leniency in regards to the size of these spaces and why we are able to achieve such high fidelity experiences.
And that's one of the things that was really remarkable. Like, working, it seems like you guys have a curated collection. I was walking through the Niels Hansen collection and the Foundation M collection with all these hands coming out from the ground, but they were very, just so well crafted. It was remarkable. And they're not, sort of, as you said, sort of voxelized and kind of thrown together. And I think the thing is as these things are building out, these opportunities to own your own thing, they kind of end up looking like condos. Like there's the same sort of like fire on water, tree growing from, there's an aesthetic that has come about from this building of, wow, we're in the metaverse. The tree can grow from the top down, and this is dynamic. And yet still we have a bathroom for no reason. There's like a bathroom. It's like literally, it feels like a condo. But
So funny.
it was remarkable the curation of things that you guys have put together. How did that process begin? Because it starts clearly from an artistry standpoint, from designers and from architects, bringing something very special and unique to each one of these.
Sure, and big major shout out to the two co-founders, Matt Hurl and Justin Malillo. Justin with the background coming from Magic Leap, so a lot of people are familiar with all of the technology and products that Magic Leap's been working on. Specifically in the AR VR side of things. He also worked with DreamWorks beforehand, so very familiar with working with creators and very creative-minded people. And then you come someone with Matt Hurl, they met in design school or art school, I believe, in their younger years. And then they kind of reconvened here to start MONAVERSE or Mona. And yeah, so Matt, he's got over 12 patents here in the AR VR field, just really bullish on the technology and accessibility. But really leaning into a creator first experience. They've seen it firsthand in their creative genres and their creative realms and in spaces that they're in, where people told you have to create this way, or nope, that's not going to work. You can't have that. Your tree has to grow up from the soil, right? You have to have gravity and things like that. So they know firsthand because they are creators themselves. And I think that's one of the reasons why Mona has been so successful, is because it's not someone coming in that doesn't really have the understanding of the people that are using the product. And I think that just really shows, when we have these community calls and we're working on updates for the platform, it all is just so centric to the creator. And so that's, and
Which is great, because it's to combine that creator perspective, but also just to hear that you have 12 patents involved in the creation of Mona. Like, it sounds like it's not going to be like Minecraft could one day just be like, nope, like we're going to go ahead and pull that.
Yeah, so Matt, yeah, exactly. So Matt's been working in the VR AR field for a very long time, and holding those patents or being involved with those patents surely shows that he has been working in these fields for a while and knows what it takes to launch or handle a baby such as Mona. Recently, it's not really as much recently anymore, but just a little bit, probably over a month ago, we announced our Series A raise at $14.6 million. And so it's kind of just been a big snowball effect there. We hear the term metaverse all the time, and it seems that people are very skeptical of the experience, because whether it's the fidelity side of things, whether it's a land scarcity model, whether it's a token that they're not really familiar with, they're very skeptical of the token model. Here we are again offering a way for creators to build for free. You don't have to go buy and you don't have to worry about anything like that. You can just create, import, and you're done and ready to go. And that's probably one of the most beautiful things about it.
Equity is very important, in terms of growth and onboarding and the masses, in a sense, coming to the space. And this idea of, again, walk me through that, because I think it's an important aspect. I don't have to buy a plot of land. I can do I go to the marketplace and then develop, and there's a tool set that I can go in and I can just start building?
Sure. If you want to give me screen share capabilities here, I can show a little bit of a walkthrough of kind of what we're working with over here at Mona, and just kind of the process. Perfect. Thank you, sir. And here we go. And I'm just going to do full screen. So you good to go? You can see.
Yes.
Cool. Awesome. So monaverse.com is our official website there. We just recently migrated over from mona.gallery, but very excited to have monaverse.com. So got an amazing website here that's got everything kind of laid out for you. Very familiar to many marketplaces that we've seen in the past. You've got your kind of sort or filters there to see, some of your most recent spaces that have been minted on Mona. You've got your themes if you're wanting a nature theme, sci-fi, gallery, a music space, all of those things. We've tried to organize it to be very.
And organize it by party house. I need like party house, places to hang with the friends, naked pool party. I need these sort of genres for me.
Sure, exactly, and just kind of what kind of events you could be doing in these spaces. So you've got everything from the Bored Ape or the Below Board Comedy Club recently launched. It's been an amazing project. So I should be able to go into this space. This space is actually token gated, so that's another aspect we really haven't talked about much. But with token gated spaces, it does allow you the opportunity to have a hub for your community. We can move away from Discord. You can say, this is where we're going to go to hang out to get our information. Everything that we need is going to be found right here in our space. So here we are. Big shout out to Faraz Movin, who built this space. So I'm not sure if you've seen this space actually, but this is literally,
not. Please introduce us.
Yeah, this is the Below Board Comedy Club here, built by Faraz Movin. And, you know, don't mind me, I'm just kind of a little worm VRM here, just kind of making my way through the comedy club. But yeah, this is just an amazing stage that Aaron has built. Got his Bored Ape up here, an amazing space for people to come. And like I said, it's token gated for their project. And people have come in here and have Metaverse comedy shows, Metaverse open mic nights, performances, all kinds of things. We have 2 different stages. He's got 2 different stages up here. He's got this just big main stage with the screen behind it. And then he's got this kind of center stage spectacle. These little rooms on the outside are token gated VIP suites dedicated for like token community. So yeah, just kind of for instance of just one small example of just an amazing space. And so if I shoot over and we go to jpegland, we can see a really get a glimpse of how big these Mona spaces can be. Have you been in the jpegland space before?
I have not, but it's remarkable though that you can token gate spaces within the space, you're saying. So that little VIP type of area that I saw with the outline, you're able to token gate areas.
Correct. Yeah, you can have this like the VIP section, if you will, and that would be like a token gated section where you could only go in if you were on that. I just dropped the link there if you wanted to join in the jpegland space. Ooh. I honestly need to I should change my VRM here just because I need some diversity. The worm is sometimes hard to see, so if we get lost in here.
Well, the great thing about being at a Hollywood studio is like, you know, being around all the action of a Hollywood studio. The downside, it's like we have Wi-Fi that they thought about for the 1930s, and we're like we're on telephone lines or something like that from the 30s. So I dare not join at the moment, but I will enjoy sort of your tour.
Cool, awesome, yeah. So I'm just plopped into my my Yeti costume here. I'm guest 5 right now because I'm not logged into my wallet. So those of you who are wondering why I'm guest 5, usually it's got a name for me here. But the fire activation here activates the Bored Apes in their robes. They'll start kind of teleporting in here. And then once that ceremony is complete, you've got that portal over there that you can go through. Also, just wanted to showcase, this is what we talked about earlier with the portal. This is what goes into crypto voxels. Got this cool parallax feature to it. You can see like a little preview of the space that it's going to teleport you into.
That's brilliant.
So we'll go through this portal here, and I mean, just take a look at the space. The fidelity is, you know, very high. We try to really accomplish some really high fidelity spaces, unlike any other metaverse platforms that we're seeing today.
So this is built in-house. This is your guys's.
This was just somebody from the community. Faraz, he's just a builder in the community. Built this for Taylor WTF for his project that he's working on. Yeah, this is a completely open space anyone can go to at jpeg.land.
In terms of the creation materials and software, what is it that developers are using currently? Are they?
I think Faraz used. I think he's a 3ds Max guy, so a 3D Studio guy. But you know, like I said earlier, the beauty of Mona is that you can build in any of your native tool sets. So you know, Maya, Blender, Cinema 4D, Tilt Brush. Any of those platforms you can build in and import it into our Unity template, and then it optimizes it for this WebGL experience that we're seeing here today.
Gotcha.
So we've got an artifact logo here. We interact with it. Put a little sound effect there. Splash in the water. This is Taylor WTF's CloneX. He's gonna do a little flip. Shoot through there, we'll follow him. And now we've made it to the Meebits land. So it's the land of the Meebits and the Dead Bits. It's 2 different collections. You can walk up to them and they'll give you like a little reaction there. But I just love this guy over here. This is one of the me bits. He's kind of just dancing around, kicking something. He got something on his shoe. Probably stepped in some dog poop, kicking it off his shoe. But yeah, just another amazing floating island on the space. You can jump through, and then we'll see my cousin, Mr. Yeti, over here. One of the friends to ever Demona, but he was modeled and put in here as a character animation.
That's hilarious. I think one of the cool things as well about the idea of a marketplace is, currently like in the sandbox or what have you, I feel the pressure to build it myself. And, when you start talking about Unity, I get a headache sometimes because, it's a very frustrating, complex piece of software at times. It can be finicky for me. But, you can bypass that and you can just be like, this looks really dope. I want to collect that. Is it in terms of like editions? Do you guys in that art world way, like, make things like one of one, only one person can own this type of thing? Or
so we're working right now in V2. We just launched V2, and so that's one of our most recent updates that we're working on in V2 is to do mint editions of the space. And so that's like literally one of the main things of V2 that we are actively working on right now, and probably will be more news coming on that very, very soon.
Because are they tradable NFTs? The lands
yes, their whole space is everything. So how it works is the whole space and everything is minted as an NFT. The assets are stored on chain on IPFS. Being partnered and backed by Filecoin, and IPFS allows us to store all of this on chain through IPFS. So those of you who do not know, IPFS stands for Interplanetary File Storage System. And so what that is just basically the cloud that exists on the blockchain, essentially. Is like my best analogy metaphor to explain to someone. It's basically just a huge public server on chain that's like helping everything be decentralized. So everything is stored on chain, and so someone can go in and buy it, mint it, you can go and mint it, and then someone can go and buy it. You can transfer it to someone, airdrop it, whatever you would do with any other regular NFT. So just for instance, if I go up here and go to browse spaces, I can go in and find one of these amazing spaces. I should be able to click on it. I can go into it, or if I want to actually collect it, I can click collect right there and make an offer. So this space, for instance, Neon City Streets by Neon Glitch, he would never sell this because it's owned by Filecoin and it's sold for like $10,000. And so, yeah, this is not going to be listed for sale, but you can see the UI and kind of how it looks for something. So, you got your Ethereum, Polygon spaces, you got all of your builders listed over here on the left side. You could just go straight in, collect, take a look, or just dive straight into the metaverse space.
And one of our big communities here on the show is sort of that builder community. And, I think, you guys are friends with I'm a DGen, and it's sort of on the avatar creation side. And, they give us the tools that allow us to augment and play with our characters in certain ways. And, is that the same here where we have a land in like, say, like this room right here, and I want to put, a picture of, one of my NFTs back there and a picture of my grandma on the other side there. Or I want to build I just want to build a bust of my grandma because she was a great woman, hardworking woman. I want to build this bust of her as you enter into this thing. Are these things, for builders in a sense?
Yes, totally. So, all these panels that you can see on the wall coming soon, if you were to purchase this, all of this art would be interchangeable. It could be an NFT. It could be a locally hosted image that's just on a server somewhere that's like that you're hosting yourself. Doesn't necessarily have to be an NFT. It could be a link to a clothing item in your store on your Etsy shop, and someone can see your piece of jewelry, click on it right there, and it take you right to your Etsy shop to buy it. So everything that you're seeing on there, the builder can change or fully customizable to put whatever they want or attach the art or wherever that art may take them. If you want to have it link out to a different website or have it like as a URL link, that can all be done. But as far as right now with the minting process, once you do mint it, it stays input as far as like the hard surfaces. So all of your panels, like with the art and all that stuff, can be changed. but like the walls and everything,
Yeah, just
stay.
built into the design are these aspects of augmentation, so I can decorate it the way that I want
Exactly.
in this current form, which is fair. I know you guys
We're
are heading.
actively working on updates actually too. That's our second big kicker with the V2 launch, is with the ability to do additions and then the ability to actually edit the full space, not just decorate, but edit the full space after it's been minted, and that would be a very big game changer.
So now I can, once that happens, have the bust of my grandmother at the entrance of this
Yeah,
thing.
say something, God forbid if she passed away and you were like, man, I really would love to just put this in there. You could. Yes, exactly.
I'll wait till she passes and I'll tell her that she has a place here in the metaverse to live on in our hearts. I know you guys like, I love this because, again, having this predisposed template that has this ability to, put art, it's sort of, a lot of us have collections. And I think that I know you guys are headed to Art Basel. What are some of your focuses and your goals, when attending something like Art Basel, which is very art centric, very collector centric?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing right now that we are really focusing on is, we've just hired a lot of new folks that we got really, the team's really expanding with some really bright and beautiful minds and humans. And now, like, the biggest thing is just outreach and awareness, just really getting out there and meeting people, putting some names to the faces and just letting them see the amazing things that are happening on Mona. For all the amazing things that we're doing, I've been in the space for 2 years. I've been on really niched down into Metaverse for the past year of those 2 years. And Mona is just still very infantile in the sense of awareness. So, we're still very, we're really working on just getting to be more of the go-to place for people to go for that high fidelity Metaverse experience. And I think, we're constantly doing all these updates. So like the biggest goals in regards to like going to Art Basel and things like that is just really connecting with our community, whether it's on the builder side or whether it's on the community side, because we are the creator first platform. And without those community and the people around us and actively growing and growing and growing, we can just bring about more mainstream adoption. So a rising tide raises all ships is really how we're trying to go about doing it, and trying to just continue building tools that will better help creators build a better person.
Well, as you said, it's just like a lot of us are the same, in terms of quadrants, the collectors and the builders in this space. It often is one and the same, right? It's just like, I think a lot of our audience are those, those builders who want to find cool spaces, but we want to augment, we want to we want to do these things that make it the metaverse. And also, we want to make a little money. We want to find opportunities as entrepreneurs to, to work with marketplaces that are doing these great things. Like, you guys are putting in the spend to go to Art Basel, to, to advertise yourself. And so, to then go on that platform and say, oh, great, I can take my skills in developing lands in Unity into, a business of some sort. So how do they approach, how do Unity developers and people who create environments approach you in terms of listing on the marketplace? Is it completely decentralized, or do you curate?
Completely decentralized. Anyone can come in there and build today, right now, as we speak. Just going back, I'll go back to the main page here. If you just want to build a space, you can go straight to build a space. The docs are probably some of the best documentations that I've seen in a while. Shout out to Matt Empire, the guy who's on our team, who's been really handling all of our tutorials and documentation, and he's crushing it. So, biggest thing I can say to do is, hop in the Discord and then check out the MONAVERSE.com website. All of the docs and everything is just very easy to follow. And it's definitely like kind of labeled, if you're new to this, go to this part. If you're not new to this, go to this part, So hopefully all of the good stuff is there. And I'm like 99.9,000% sure that it all should be there. And then our YouTube channel is actually really great as well.
And this is the thing about all these projects that we cover here on this show is like, we're always just continually scratching the surface, because everybody's got their heads down, and you keep mentioning all these great new team members who have their heads down and working, the unsung heroes who are grinding and creating, these experiences for us on the next version, on the V2s, on the V3s. And so I hope that this is just a a start at a continuing conversation with the group, because I do see a lot of potential, and I see a really great focus here. This is the hands part. I love the hands part.
Yeah, I'll show you your some of your secret rooms here.
Yes.
So yeah, drop down through that hand. There's a secret gym and an NFT, and then there's a long hallway there.
That just looks like a dirty VR chat room if I ever saw one.
Oh my gosh.
So I think that's the thing, is like there's a lot here, and there's a lot to be improved on as you guys continue. And so I hope that to continue that conversation. But really thank you for your introductory into this space, and into to MONAVERSE, because it does have a unique focus, I think, on delivering things and experiences that are a bit more, I don't know, again, like just at the marketplace that I'm looking at, some of the really nice curated areas are very cool, and you'd want to bring them, you'd want to bring your community to these spaces. And I think you
yeah, there's tons of amazing, I mean, it's just like every day we see new ones every day. Sorry, I don't know if the connection cut out on me or not there.
No, I like this, like, random, it kind of looks like Mark Zuckerberg on the lower left, but not really. I don't know.
Yeah, it is Mark Zuckerberg. It's the Zuck train space someone built.
Is amazing. Come on, this should be your lead. Oh my God.
Look at this. It's got all these audio bites that you can't hear, and it's got Vitalik getting chased by a Zuckerberg Thomas the Tank Engine.
This is amazing. And this is the creativity of this space, because I think it's the humor, I think, of our space sometimes is overlooked because we're working so hard. But to find creators who want to create in this way, so it doesn't have to be this ornate, elaborate sort of thing, but it can be satirical. And this is the creative expression, right?
Totally. And we've got, trying to think of all the different jump courses. We just recently had a jump club tournament, so it's like we have all kinds of like platform games that are built out on Mona, where people are doing speed running courses and things like that. Yeah, so the possibilities are really endless. It's just really up to the creators to build whatever they want to build, and then we'll go and have fun with it.
Well, monaverse.com is the website, monaverse.com. I recommend checking out the project, and seeing, and getting some feedback, put in the comments section any feedback that you guys might have, and or drop into their Discord to find out more. Thank you so much, Lee.
Yeah, appreciate you guys so much, and looking forward to the next conversation.
We'll see you on the next one.
Thanks, man.